politics.
And we're out of time.
Hey, y'all, Gravity, any day above ground living. Hope you are having a wonderful post Juneteenth, a wonderful Thursday. It is sunny down here in Atlanta. It's 87 degrees. I'm home. Bills are paid. The rent will be paid next week. I bought the baby a watermelon. Watch your jokes. And they went in the sun. I went in the sun this morning. I feel great. And I'm feeling especially great because it's finally time for me to address these dudes. Because look, we'll just, you know what? I'm going to do it like this. Thumbnail gone. Let's just start off with this. You four brothers, y'all graduated from college. Hell of an accomplishment. So, brother to brothers, respect to you on that. Respect. I'm going to do this show respectfully. I'm not even going to insult y'all. We're going to play the reaction video game. All I'm going to do is debunk. That's all I'm going to do. No shots. And it ain't because y'all are big YouTubers. This is going to be a teaching moment. Because I'm sure once this live ends and it starts circulating and getting more views, somehow, some way, it's going to reach you. And you may be even inclined to respond, which is fine. That's your prerogative. But what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to highlight something for y'all. I don't care that you joined MAGA. I get it. Everybody needs a grift. I get it. You want to go down that conservative road? Do your thing. Cool. The people you're aligning yourselves with are going to damage your brand. I'm saying this brother to brothers. The people that you are aligning yourself with now, thinking that you're going on a rise up, they're going to damage your brand. They've already done it. It's been subtle. Now that you're in the forefront, now that Fox News has put you on TV, now that MSNBC realize you exist, your brand is about to take a hit. And all them white folk and them non-black folk in your comment thread and the bots, can't forget about the bots because, you know, it's inclusion month. So got to make sure we put the bots in there. They're not going to care when you're gone. When the views stop, when the comments don't hit the numbers that it used to, I hope that you reflect back on what I'm about to show the family and explain to the family. A lot of them already know this. This was not a smart move. But okay. Let's see who's in the building. Brother Torian Rain, hello. Cosmo Fury, hello. Lewis Knowles, hello. Hey, Miss Nisi, hello. Reparations Nation, hello. Lehman Lucas, hello. Mike 4282, hello. MP7, hello. Computer Robots, hello. Khalifa, hello. You seem new, but welcome. And for those who haven't said anything, oh, no longer asleep, hello. And for those who haven't said anything in the live chat or the comments, hello. Let's get into it. Now, for those who don't know who these young men are, these young men do reaction. I'm just going to call it what it is. To me, doing reaction videos as a platform on YouTube, to me, again, it gets you a lot of money. I feel as though it's lazy content creation. It's not hard. I could literally make a second channel right now and just react to, I don't know, comic books. I can react to wrestling. I can react to new cars coming out. I can react to videos I find on TikTok. That's easy. My wife could do that. Yes, ma'am. My 5-year-old now, she's 5. She could do that. She could react to Bluey episodes. Maybe she should need to do that. Anyway, to me, that's lazy content creation, especially if you have opinions. See, here is where the magic happens. When you sit and you push go live and you got people that come in there and they have their opinions, but as they have their opinions, they're expecting you, the host or hosts, to teach them something, to break things down, not to listen to somebody else's words and go like, oh, that's easy. Doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you are on. Easy. That's what TikTok's for. Easy. But okay, that's your niche. No problem. But don't get upset when somebody reacts back to it. Okay. Now, again, 4 brothers or 4 friends. I ain't sure. I think they're brothers, but okay. They were doing reactions, anything, internet stuff, TV, movies. Again, it got you views, cool. Got your name up, cool. Then in 2023, something happened. A lot happened in 2023, but particularly with you 4 and the friend, something happened. You stumbled across, here we go, because everybody just wants to come in. Great. Raccoon Conservative. Wonderful. Good afternoon. I've already done that. I don't need to do it again. Minded Jamal already is pissed off at me. So there's that. Ricky Manna, I'm good. So there's that. I've already said it. So if you didn't hear it, you can go back in the live streams and find it. If not, I suggest you be quiet, because I got about 4 mods in here and they just itching to ban somebody today, because we already know their comment thread finna come over here. So you got a choice. It's a beautiful day outside too. We can help your gray and black ass go outside early. Now you make that choice. Thank you so much. Back to what I was saying. Something happened. It's not that they started grifting MP7. That didn't come yet. They found somebody. Oh, they found somebody. And it's just highly ironic that the person that they found was a government operative. But that's okay. We've told you on this platform, if they give you your intellectual thought leaders, you need to question it. They didn't question it. They reacted to it. We're going to react to them reacting to the government operative. But first, we have to do a little bit of house cleaning and a little bit of establishment of the foundation. So we're going to establish the foundation right now, because I just did the house cleaning.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
That's right, Tabernacle. They found the government operative named Thomas Soell. Thomas Soell, whatever the hell you want to call him. We call him the op. They found the video. And they lost their minds. Let's hear what Thomas Soell, an economist, who they like to say is an American social philosopher. Okay, so am I. Anyway, let's see them react to Thomas Soell talking about slavery. The same dude who said there's no such thing as systemic racism. So what the hell happened during slavery? But I'm sure he's going to tell us.
Look up where somebody lives.
I think he's a
You can look up my hometown, but can you see where
He's a professor.
lives?
He's a professor, bro.
Okay,
I assume
he
he's
might have been a professor
Nah,
20 years ago, 10 years ago.
Nah, bro, I think we could actually look that up. But no, you're right, because he's 92 years old. He's no way still a professor.
92?
He's 92.
So look up.
Damn it, DSB, you screwed me up. But that's okay. We're gonna fix it right now. He screwed me up. I just saw that. Goddamn. I just saw your $5 super chat. So he said, before you get started, you got to hit it one time. Pause for me, kid grabbing my warrior brother. I shall do that. And pause. Sean Tape, good afternoon. You missed nothing. We just started. Welcome world, hello. All right, let's get back into this. Let's make sure it's proofed. Yes, let's go.
All right, man, we're back with Thomas. Oh, Thomas, two Thomases in the game.
I like Thomas.
I like that.
Thomas is a smart dude.
Yeah,
I like him.
Is Thomas in Chicago?
Saying somebody's smart is subjective, but okay. We'll go with it. He's smart. Even though his views on racism and social justice are something left to be desired. But okay. You might mean just his economics, even though he rides with Reagan. But okay. Fine. We'll go with that.
Who knows what he's at? He's been on those universities.
He probably talked to Kanye, bro. Yes, Kanye.
I love it. Kanye's mom was a.
This Negro black fan. Where's Thomas? Where's Thomas?
Yeah, we knew that as a Black Panther.
How the hell do we?
Somebody can know that.
I'm sorry, no, bro. How would you?
Yeah.
Look up.
Why are we making quick question? Why are we making jokes about the Black Panthers? Oh, okay, we know where this is going. The hell with it. Might as well just start there.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
Let's get it. They spiked me.
This is way over the edge. Like we it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah, we about to hit the vortex.
Yeah.
Where somebody lives.
I think he's a
You can look up my
professor.
hometown, but can you see?
Wait a minute. You hold up. Y'all reacted to his videos before, and you think he's a professor? Cool.
He's a professor. He's a professor, bro.
Okay,
I assume
he might have
he's
been a professor
You assume. Cool.
20 years ago, 10 years ago.
Nah, bro, I think we could actually look that up. But no, you're right, because he's 92 years old. He's no way still a professor.
92.
He's 92.
So look up where Thomas Soell.
Yeah, talk
This is slavery.
Realize-
Over 100 years. At some point, it had to have been a choice. That's what he said.
Was that you said?
Like he said, we could have fought back. That's what it sounds crazy, huh?
Yeah, I disagree with him, but I like Kanye. I'm a Kanye fan, but that one.
Slaves for over 100 years. At some point, it had to have been a choice. That's what he said.
all black folk movies, you know.
I know about that one. I can't hop on board that one.
Let's start this train up.
Bots.
You will buy it. I agree with all of it, but y'all got it.
I agree with the covering up. I agree with covering up the nugget chick, man.
Bots speak all everyone knows about it.
One day, man. One day. They'll say, I.
You sound like AI.
Finally, my brain has finally expanded. I understand what Kyrie was trying to do, man.
What was that?
The instrumental use of the history.
So we're Okay, so we're taking shots at Kyrie Irving. Let's keep going.
Slavery today also underlies the claim that slavery grew out of racism. For most of its long history, which includes most of the history of the human race, slavery was largely not the enslavement of racially different people, for the simple reason that only in recent centuries has either the technology or the wealth existed to go to another continent to get slaves and transport them en masse across an ocean. People were enslaved because they were vulnerable, not because of how they looked. The peoples of the Balkans were enslaved by fellow Europeans, as well as by the peoples of the Middle East, for at least 6 centuries before the first.
Wonderful. We know that. Now, see how everybody was a slave, right? That's what they love to tell us. Everybody was a slave. But them same people that were slaves got, never mind.
African was brought to the Western Hemisphere. Before the modern era, by and large, Europeans enslaved other Europeans, Asians enslaved other Asians, Africans enslaved other Africans, and the indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere enslaved other indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere. Slavery was not based on race, much less on theories about race.
Okay, see, this commentator already is lying because we have seen, even before the Africans, we have seen slavery based on phenotype. We have seen slavery based on going to another country and enslaving the people. We've seen this. So for him to say, was it because of race? I get it. You're going to tell me race is a social construct. Doesn't matter. Because again, the dominant society loves to talk about Alexander the Great. You think he just went after white folk? By conservative estimates, y'all tell us he conquered damn near half the world, the whole of it. Even some people say. You're just going to tell me it was just number white people, right? Okay.
Only relatively late in history did enslavement across racial lines occur on such a scale as to promote an ideology of racism that outlasted the institution of slavery itself. Wherever a separate people were enslaved, they were disdained or despised, whether they were different by country, religion, caste, race, or tribe. In East Africa, the Maasai were feared slave raiders, and other African tribes, either alone or in conjunction with Arabs, enslaved their more vulnerable neighbors. As late as 1891, it was reported that Manyuema slavers had demoralized surrounding tribes, destroying crops, and famine reigned everywhere. Even in the early 20th century, Abyssinians were still raiding other Africans and carrying off slaves. It was 1922 before the British had gained sufficient control in Tanganyika to stamp out slavery there. Arabs were the leading slave raiders in East Africa, ranging over an area larger than all of Europe. The total number of slaves exported from East Africa during the 19th century has been estimated to be at least 2 million. The form in which...
Now here comes the trope that, well, why don't you Black Americans, why don't y'all go after the Arabs? Trust and believe they're on the list. Just like them Jews are on the list. I said it. Yeah, them folk. Yeah, Jewish people are on that list too. Europeans are on that list. Asians are on that list. Africans are on that list. The Spanish are on that list. Yeah. Oh, see, when it comes to this reparations, ain't no delineation except if you're not from here. I'm Jamaican, by the way, just so y'all have a little bit more context about who you're going to probably say something to. Them people I just mentioned, I got to go see them too. And they're going to have to come see me. I'm going to get mine and repair my family, just like the cousins are going to go repair theirs. So before you come up here with the crap that the conservatives done gave you, keep that in the back of your head. But we're going to let it continue.
The story of slavery has reached most people today has been along the lines of the best-selling book and widely watched television miniseries Roots by Alex Haley. Challenged on the historical accuracy of Roots, Haley said, "I tried to give my people a myth to live by. This instrumental use of history, or purported history, is open to the same objections as other instruments."
So this dude got up because he found out that Roots was fake, when that's been common knowledge for years. You're not being good Black conservatives if you didn't even know that. That's kind of a shame. Damn. But we're gonna let it continue because you know it's gonna get better.
Myth making.
Is it a myth?
Nigga said a myth.
Yeah, it's a myth. You didn't know that. All right.
Medical measures enabled Europeans to survive where there were tropical diseases. Was it possible for them to invade Africa in force and establish empires there? But by then, the Atlantic slave trade had already been ended. During the era of that trade, Africa.
Nigga, not everybody died.
Everybody know. He said they're trying to get there and leave.
Yeah, they got their bottom left.
Okay, but like the same disease and all that shit gonna be on them.
Yeah,
They on the boat with them niggas.
They were dying. He said they were dying.
Yeah.
The white people on the boats was dying.
Yeah. So slaves was dying from being in chains and unfed and just and living in disgusting conditions. And the white people was dying because they were sick.
So like, man, niggas wanna get sick at the slave house.
And what he's saying, like, as medication had, like, as medicine has improved, they were able to.
They came back and they enslaved and set up their own empire.
They came back stronger than ever, and they said, "Come here, boy."
Yeah, I mean, I bet that would tell because I mean, people was dying in Jamestown by being in North America.
Yeah, facts. They were
What?
the Native Americans was dying from the disease of the white people. The Native Americans was dying from the disease the white people brought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine.
Yeah, so it was just so on and so forth because it's different cultures, different things, different.
During the era of that trade, Africa was largely ruled by Africans who established the conditions under which slave sales took place. The crew of a slave ship was in no position to defy African rulers and their armies by going out across the land and capturing people willy-nilly. The stronger African peoples captured and enslaved the weaker peoples. The same pattern found over the centuries in Europe, Asia, the Western Hemisphere, and Polynesia. In Nyasaland, the Ngoni and Yao swaggered over and terrorized other tribes. In Uganda, the Baganda made life miserable for their neighbors. And the Nyoro and Hima of Anko enslaved Toro women and children. The Tutsi dominated the Hutu in Rwanda, the Maasai lorded it over the Kikuyu and Kamba, and the latter, in turn, held the Indorobo in a kind of serfdom. It was precisely the fact.
So where's Thomas Soell? Now, this is the video that blew them up. So where is Thomas Soell in all this? I'm trying to figure it out. Is it this? Maybe it's this. Here we go. 10 black slave owners that will tear apart historical perception. Okay. I'm sad that I have to explain this. If y'all are going to tell black folks whose people are in the soil here that Africans sold you, okay, great. You think that's going to stop the claim that you're about to say that there's been black slave owners here? Huh? Oh, Torian, you ain't seen nothing yet. We found the reactions to them switching into this grift. Well, look, John M. Hello, you seem new, but welcome. Here's the thing. See, if you're a student of history, you know that, but most of these conservatives are dropouts. That's why I have. Oh, by the way, that shirt is coming soon. The FDA shirt. Not FBA, FDA, D like Danny. Pause. That shirt's coming, but I like that comment. Most conservatives are dropouts. They never studied that. I mean, you know, they're the same ones who laugh at people that take African history courses in college. They would have known that. They would have also known about apartheid. Now, notice, haven't y'all noticed that the conservatives never bring up apartheid? Never. Dare I say, weren't they the same ones that started the campaign that said Nelson Mandela was terrible? They hated when he shook Obama's hand. Fine, whatever. It's Nelson Mandela. You can have your opinions on him. But they never bring up the fact that black people lent their voices and their support to stop apartheid. And but it's okay. It's okay. Venus Baptiste, you said, okay, well, why weren't blacks allowed to own white people as slaves then? Who told you that? We don't know if that happened. We do know if it happened. Who cares? Doesn't defeat the claim that has been lodged about the U.S. government. They have a debt to pay. And if you do find evidence that black people owned white people, them white folks should go get that money. Just like when Thomas Sowell brought up the Barbary pilots, what did I say? Good. If you know the Barbary pilots took your people, go get your money. I don't care if they're not in existence. Go get your money. We do not begrudge anybody that's been wronged by another group to not go get their money. Go get it. Just leave us alone when we file our grievances. Don't puff your chest with your pockets full of money. You'd have less headaches. You'd see more butterflies, and more sun would damage your skin. But anyway, we're going to continue.
Slavery in the West, even in the 19th century. And outside the West, slavery was too widely accepted to require defense.
What?
No other nation ended slavery in the same way as the United States did, and few ended it after so short a struggle, as history is measured.
Huh? How's he telling this lie? Did the British not go defeat the Dahomey? What is he? Oh, okay. All right. This video is annoying me. I'm gonna let it continue some more. I might just put this on mute for myself because I don't want to hear no more of this.
How and why did slavery end in most of the world? There were two major processes. Over the centuries, as more and more territories around the world consolidated into nation states with their own armies and navies, raiding those territories to capture and enslave the people who lived within them became more hazardous in itself, and also risked military retaliation against the countries from which the raiders came. Thus, more and more peoples became off limits to slave raiders over time. Put differently, the areas which remained subject to slave raiding over the centuries were primarily those where the people lived in smaller or weaker societies. Such societies continued to exist where it was difficult, for geographic or other reasons, to consolidate large areas under one government. This was true of the Balkans, the backwaters of Asia, and much of sub-Saharan Africa. By the early modern era, sub-Saharan Africa was...
I'm still trying to figure out where Thomas Sowell comes into this.
Try to tell us, bro. AB,
Man, what AB was on, bro?
Chill, bro. Let him say what he got to say.
Nah, it's like, so
Really,
we
money was
had
power.
Yeah, okay, basically that.
Money is really
They
power.
let the slaves go. When slavery was ended, it was us, or we don't know our ancestors, or they didn't have anything. We never had anything. So like,
Okay.
Hey, either, yeah.
we are getting better. Now we have stuff. Now we have the opportunities.
I mean, this is the best life it's ever been.
But there's black people that were raised, obviously. I mean, I didn't know that black people had slaves. That's crazy.
You said white people had, they said that in the
Yeah,
video.
they said that had slaves in the
Yeah,
Caribbean
that's what-
islands.
They said
So your contention is that since the ending of slavery to today, black people are just getting better. Black people are getting better. What? So let's see. Slavery ended officially what? June 19th, 1865. We'll use that date. Shout out to Juneteenth. You're telling me that here on June 20th, 2024, that is 159 years ago. It just, black people are just getting better. Black people are getting better now. So we're going to skip over Harlem in the 20s. We're going to skip that. We're going to skip Tulsa. We're going to skip Rosewood. We're going to skip St. Louis. We're going to skip, excuse me, we're going to skip Chicago. We're going to skip the South. We're going to skip the Negro Leagues. We're going to skip World War II, where black folks, even though they were shut out of most of the economy, they still came home and built something. We're going to skip that. we're going to skip the 60s where black people were the most militant. We're going to skip the 70s, which is one of our most creative eras ever, that still laid the foundation for what we're dealing with and enjoying today. We're going to skip the 80s, where even though Reagan was flooding y'all's neighborhoods, because I was just born in 85, so I didn't really know. When they were flooding the black communities with crack and all this, you started hearing rumblings of the quote unquote woke starting to rise up again. You were going to skip the 90s, where everybody says that was a hell of a time to make some money. Black creativity was on an all-time high. Black families were being spotlighted. We're going to skip the 2000s, where the creativity even went up more, and black people started really being the focal point of what goes on in this world. The 2010s, same thing. And here we are in the 2020s. If we say jump, the world follows us before we hit the ground. But it took 159 years for black folks to get to the point of getting better. Lovely. I don't want to hear no more of this video because it sounds like a bunch of babble. But you saw the title. We're going to get into it. Now, they talked to Vivek apparently on their channel, looks like twice, maybe 3 times. But I want to, and I got a surprise for y'all. We're going to watch a bonus video before we leave. Y'all are going to be particularly tickled to death on the subject that they talked about. But here was his interview, the first one, the one that also put them on the map. With old Vivek softer than Japanese cake. By the way, over 100 people in the room, hit the like. And say what's up on Twitter. So let's check out their first interaction with Vivek Ramaswamy.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in.
Now, this interview took place after the Breakfast Club Smackdown that Tesla and Figaro gave Vivek softer than Japanese cake. This was still in the era where everybody was saying that Vivek destroyed the Breakfast Club, where it wasn't even close. But okay. Hey, what is this? Hey, Hurricane IQ, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Remember, it's 99 cents, helps me invest back in the platform and buy toys and clothes for the baby. And when you do become a member, or let us know how long you've been a member, or you give us a super chat or a super sticker, we tell you how much of a blessing that is, and you get to... And Brother DSB has gifted 6 memberships to folk. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's play this because I want to answer this. But we're going to play this. That's a blessing, DSB. Thank you so much. Okay, it's 8 now. I'm guessing this is Black American or B ADOS. Cool. What are you disagreeing with? I'm heartedly curious what you disagree with. I'd like to know, but I'm gonna let this play.
Should I go in there and check?
We still can't hear you, Vivek. You can hear us?
Let's see if the chat. Can y'all hear him?
He's not even saying anything, so how are you gonna hear him?
Okay, let's go try to figure it out right quick, Vivek.
Still can't.
Yeah,
we're
still struggling to hear you. Can't hear you. Let me go figure it out really quick.
Yeah, sorry about this.
Hold on.
Yeah, studio manager says he can.
He said he can hear us.
Okay.
He can hear us? We
Yes.
can't hear him.
Can hear you.
Oh, I can hear him. I can hear him.
There it goes.
Come on, Soell.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for thank you. So yeah. So we each probably just wanted to get a question or two off because you're a busy guy, but we So my first question, because I just feel like this
Hold on. I want to see, how did you see us? How did you come about seeing us?
Zach on my team, who set this up with you guys, sent me your link, and apparently a bunch of people sent it to us.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, my dad sent it to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it the Breakfast Club one, or was it which one was it?
It was about where you were talking about the Breakfast
Yeah,
Club.
okay.
And I'm all about total honesty. Like, my dad sent it to me, and I was super excited. But I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet, so I'm still looking forward to watching it. But I haven't seen it. But I was told that you guys were young and energetic and interested in some of the things I'm talking about. So I
Definitely.
Definitely.
We've seen a couple of your videos. You're always very well spoken.
Yeah, you just make the most sense.
Man, you make a lot of sense.
Common sense, logic. It just makes sense.
You think he makes common sense? Okay. Common sense and logic. Might as well. You know what? I don't care. I'm going to fire off the major bullet right now. He makes so much common sense and logic. This man says we need to go work with China to get our GDP back up. But he's the same one who said China is the enemy. But he's America first. He wants us to import toys and electronics products from China, which we've been doing for decades, to grow back the GDP. Yeah. Here we go. You said Tesla and Figueroa was way too emotional, continuously over talking Vivek during the debate. And though she made some great points, they were completely overshadowed because of her comportment. I feel you on that. Here's my counter. Vivek lied through that whole interview, which we documented here on the channel. Literally, when they were going at it, I stopped it at certain points and explained where he lied at. You can't tell people that they need to go pass a civics test or go do 6 months in the military to be able to vote, and you're telling us the first time you voted was in 2020. It doesn't make sense, and you're defeating your own argument. Because Vivek did not go serve for 6 months, and he didn't take no high school civics courses, because he would have articulated that during the interview, which became a debate. Y'all can crack on Tesla and all you want for her bringing up 6th grade, but she made also a very good point in there that us as voters and the adults now, we need to be outside and listening to what everybody says and looking at everything they do. Chris Christie did he did school council. He was school president. Yes. I've done model Congress. If you've never participated in politics until you got to college, because he said he was on the board that picked the president, that's a problem. Then you go outside and tell everybody you turned 18 in 2003, 2004, and you waited 16 years to vote. That's a problem. But if there's anything else you would like to know, we can revisit that. But I'm gonna let this play.
Yeah,
simple. That's why we like it.
It's great to see a young, fresh face out there too. So it's easy to get behind you.
I appreciate it, guys. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you tell me what.
Correct.
Tell me I'm all yours. So,
Okay.
He is a coward.
whatever you want to get into.
William,
Okay,
hello.
perfect.
Wishes vision,
Well, this
hello.
might
Jab,
sound
hello.
a little, aggressive just because how it sounds,
That's
but
okay.
I want to know, like, it's a big problem in the United States right now. I believe has been mass shootings. So if you became the president, like, what would you do to help prevent those?
Oh Lord, here we go.
Yeah, it's a serious question, right? And so I think the tempting thing to say is that the guns are indeed responsible. And I understand where people are coming from when they say it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that abandons the courage we need to see what's actually going on in our country. We have a mental health epidemic in the United States today. That's the reality. Depression, anxiety, mental health illness more broadly, I think are up twofold amongst young people since 2020 alone. And so I think that's a national disaster.
By the way, when did that start, Vivek? This mental health crisis. When did that start? Because I've listened to a lot of your interviews. You never said when it started. The wake of all these mass shootings. When it's, oh, that's right. Started at the turn of the millennium. Started with the Republican Party. Started with the Democrat Party. You know, the ones y'all like to call the Uniparty. Yet you joined up with them. I think we have ourselves a world is correct moment. Republican Party is the reason why we have full-blown white supremacy in this country that's known on a global scale, and the reason why we got all these Bush babies running around, which are going to be a problem after this election, because I'm seeing the degradation of critical thinking, especially on these social media apps. People are not thinking like they used to think. I mean, hell, these guys, you could say that, Xavier, but here's the thing. It was under control in the 90s until Columbine. It wasn't as prevalent. You were more worried about terrorism from a foreign power than somebody shooting up and going crazy. Now you just got to worry about domestic terrorism. But we're going to let it continue.
And if you look, it's an interesting and sad fact, but most of the people who are committing mass shootings, it's not 100% of them, but it is darn close to 100% of them, grew up in fatherless households or a single parent.
Oh, lie. There's the lie. See, he's already lying to these. Sir, that's not. Oh, boy. Okay. So he started lying already. Fatherless homes? Really? Fatherless homes? Again, we got another veil shot at black people. Another one. But when we say that he's doing this, now we're getting called crazy. Vivek, so we're just going to ignore the school shooters and these mass shooters that come from conservative households, two-parent households. We're just going to forget those, right? It's just because you want to say Chicago, but you know you can't say it yet. Okay, Vivek. Okay. For all intents and purposes, we'll let you have it.
Household,
wow,
which in turn is actually correlated with deep mental health illness.
Dang.
And personally, what I think is going on in the country right now is that we live in this moment where all of us, especially young people, we're hungry for purpose and meaning and identity at a time when
because we don't have that. Okay, we don't have purpose, meaning, or identity. Okay, all right. Well, here we go. You want to see my purpose, my purpose, meaning, and identity? I am who I am. I'm a father and a husband. Here's my purpose and meaning. I'm getting Congress to F up out of there, and we're going to start fresh. That's my meaning and purpose. My meaning and purpose is to educate. Why don't y'all talk about that scumbag in Colorado that killed his whole family? Why don't y'all talk about that? What about the scumbag in Idaho who killed all them college students? Huh? Oh no, we're gonna worry about black folks and illegals. Uh-huh. All right.
The things that used to ground us, faith in God, belief in country, whatever it is, these things have disappeared and we're lost in this void.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that I think we need to talk about, what I'm going to say is, you said you'd start with an aggressive question. I'll come with a controversial thought right back at you, is that as we have seen a decline in mental health hospitals, we've actually seen an increase in shooting related deaths.
Oh, wow.
It's like a 1-to-1 correlation, almost in opposite divergent directions. So like a -1 correlation.
Dang.
And I think we need to start taking that mental health epidemic much more seriously. I do not think that banning or reducing guns of any kind is going to stop criminals who are going to do something that heinous, they're going to break an anti-gun law as well. In fact, many of them did unlawfully possess their firearm, is what we start to learn. But that mental health epidemic is something we've got to get to the root cause of. And I do think that the revival of mental health institutions in our country, many of which have shuttered, are going to be part of that solution, even though that's something you haven't been allowed to talk about in polite company.
Sir, you literally aided it. You worked for Big Pharma, sir. You and your buddies were sitting there putting drugs, psychotropic drugs on people for years to make profit. You created the problem. You never called it out. I heard him, Jad Bad. We were going to get to it. I heard him. Again, you and your farmer bros through Cyprus, y'all took out all the barbiturates. We'll call it that. Well, you took all the foreign barbiturates. You lessened the supply for them, and you changed it to psychotropic drugs. Now y'all are doing it to the weed. Yeah. But by the way, again, you showed up here and you began talking French.
Who is we? Who is we?
Well, here's the thing, Jabba. They should have stayed with what they were good at. This is not the lane you need to be in. You've put in no work. And judging by that first video, you don't even know basic history. How are you going to articulate geopolitics if you don't know history? I only talk what I know and what I've studied. And if I do learn something new, I'm going to be quiet and listen to experts first before I chime in with my comment. But we're in the era of everybody want to be right. Everybody want to be heard, but it's okay. Let's let this continue.
For the last 20, 30 years. The other special category that I think we can take care of is schools. I'm a parent of two sons. My older son's 3. My younger son is 1. Department of Education, which has been a national disaster. But for less than 25% of that budget on the U.S. Department of Education, when we send our kids to school. And so what I've said is I have a separate plan to shut down the U.S. Department of Education, which has been a national disaster.
Right. You're going to shut down the U.S. Department of Education. So what? You're going to send it back to the states? Because we've seen how that's worked out so far. With less power, we've seen how that worked out so far. Hey, Vivek, just like I told Candace the other day, you're a failure as a father. We're just going to go there with it. Want to know why I said you're a failure as a father? Because if you're going to sit up there and blame schools for why kids are stupid, you failed as a parent. It's your kid. Yeah, I get it. They're there for 8 hours of the day, 8, 9 hours. It's still incumbent on you as a parent to teach your kids the other 16 hours out of the day. You guys have a whole summer to enrich your kids. My parents did that. School didn't stop when summer vacation happened. We were reading books. We were doing workbooks. We were going to the library. We were out there at museums learning. When we had our breaks during the school year, same thing. Even if you took your kids to the zoo and you had them read the facts in front of the caged exhibits, that's stimulating their mind. That's what makes them smarter. That's what gets them excited about what they see out in the world. I'm going to guess you and your wife are not doing that. I'm guessing you guys are parking them in front of iPads and the TV. I'm just assuming, because the way you're talking, that's how most of these parents today, that's how they're doing it. They're expecting the kids to be taught and babysat by these schools that y'all say is a problem. And then you wonder why these kids are not performing to where they should be. But y'all never highlight the ones that are doing well, unless you could figure out a spin. But we're going to let it continue.
But for less than 25% of that budget, we could actually put 3 armed security guards in every school across this country. And to me, it's not even close, which is a better use of funds. And so that's something that I think is an important way to address this in the school shooting setting as well.
See, I like that. He gave an exact solution. This is the answer right here. This is what we're gonna do. I could ask for a better answer. I appreciate you so
And
much.
we've
And I
said that.
agree.
We've
Yeah,
said
I
that
agree.
before.
That's what we said. We just didn't know how to get it done. We got the president.
But I thought they already have some schools that have SROs kind of already in the schools sometime.
Yeah, but not three.
Yeah, and one of them was called Ben Fields, and we saw what happened. Yeah. Okay.
That's why I go to 3. Exactly. I think that locking the doors is important, but I think that there's a exponential
Locking
increase
the
in your
doors.
ability to actually secure the kids in that school.
Lock the doors. Joe Clark tried that, and y'all tried to get that man arrested. But now we're locking the doors. Okay.
One, often you're just checking the box, right? You give yourself the psychological security. But I think in the Nashville case, for example, tragic case, I believe, I may be remembering this wrong, but I believe there was actually 1 armed security guard in that school. But once you're at 3, you then have a deterrent function, and anybody who's even remotely planning that, let alone even the effectiveness of stopping it, 3 armed security guards per school would actually get that job done. That's no small expense, but it's a tiny expense compared to how much we waste through the federal bureaucracy of the Department of Education as it exists right now. So that's where I'm at on that issue.
Okay.
I have a question. Since you love talking about getting rid of all these federal agencies, great. So you're going to put more of a strain on the welfare budget and more of a strain on resources because you're going to have people out of work. But great. Now all these, because you're going to give it back to the states. Then what is the purpose of you guys then? If we're going to do all this, right? You want to abolish the FBI, the IRS, the FCC, SEC, LQP, FUV. Then what is the purpose of you guys at that point? What's the purpose? There's hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars that are going to be circulated back to the states. Then what's the point of you becoming somebody that works in the federal government? What are you going to be doing all day? Again, he has none. He's just talking. Okay, here's the thing. Vivek is trying to sound like a conservative libertarian. It don't work. That's why his message always comes off mixed. It always comes off disingenuous. Jabad said, KGB, exactly. You see how they skip over channels like yours to talk to these guys, much like Cardi B and Sexy Red, Charlamagne the Fraud. Here's the thing. I already said this last year. Vivek would never come see me because I would end his political career after 1 hour conversation. And Kathy Barnett knew that. She denied me the interview. I sent her the email. I sent her the link. She told that man, don't go see him. Mister, I'll talk to anybody. He knew what time it was. Not to toot my own horn. Oh, no. See, Jabad, you can't do that. Because then that puts a bad stain on them other schools. See, only metal detectors, pat downs, and all that other stuff. No, you got to save that for the hood. You got to save that for the hoods. Can't have that at the nice little upper echelon schools in the nice upper echelon areas. Can't have that. Even though a lot of schools have implemented the see-through bag policy. Based on the county. Vivek's not slick. He's about penny slick. He ain't slick. This man wants to get rid of all this so he can be the one that says, okay, this state is working well. This state is working well. That one over there isn't working well. This man don't want no type of power where he's going to have to be held accountable. He's snowing all of you. See, when the shit works, he's going to take all the credit for it. When the shit goes left, he's going to say, oh, it's the Democrats. It's the Uniparty. Valentina can go to hell. But let's let this continue.
Cool. Thank you.
I'd like to ask you about a video you just put out. You warned that January 6th was a friendly preview of what's to come if things don't change. Are you saying that another Biden term would lead to another insurrection? And do you think it's dangerous to make that type of prediction?
So it's a good question. And I think very carefully about the things that I'm saying and the way that I'm saying them, because I care about reviving national unity in this country. I do not want to head to a national divorce. But in any human relationship, let's use that divorce example, I think you got to have deep honesty. If you're starting from a fraught place in a relationship, we've got to be very brutally honest, unsparingly honest, if there's a chance of healing and moving forward. That's where I think we are as a country. And so it's not another Biden term that I'm talking about. I don't think the real divide in this country is between Republicans and Democrats. Personally, this is another topic we could talk about for another day. I think if Trump is not the nominee, Biden will not be permitted to run. The managerial class will not let him run. I expect to be the nominee, and I am confident that they will not let Biden run against me. The managerial class will then whip out the documents case they have on him and use that as an excuse to get him to step aside if he doesn't do it voluntarily. So this isn't a Biden thing. That's thinking very parochially. And I think some Republicans, end up falling into that trap. This is about something deeper. I think what led to January 6th, right? And I've been very clear about this, by the way. I do not like what happened on January 6th. I don't want to see something like that happen again in this country. I would have made very different decisions and judgments than President Trump did in how he handled that day.
Okay.
I'm running for the GOP nomination. But the actual cause of it, I think, was frustration amongst a group of people who for a year had been told to shut up, sit down, and do as they're told. COVID lockdowns, shut up, sit down, and do as you're told. Hunter Biden laptop story on the eve of an election. You can't share it. Shut up, sit down, do as you're told.
How the hell was it on the eve of the election? It was in August. Okay, fine, whatever. Sir, you were... Okay, so you said that the government told everybody to shut up and sit down and stay in your home. Sir, you were on the Ohio C-19 team. So you literally told people the same thing. Even if you were against it, you were complicit. But again, let's see if Cartier family is going to bring that up. Let's see.
COVID origin. It came from a lab in China. No, it's not. You're a racist for saying it and will lock your social media accounts for saying so. Time and again. While, by the way, protesters of a different political persuasion are literally burning the streets of Portland or other cities across this country, Minneapolis, other cities in Wisconsin and otherwise. That double standard, I think, fomented a boiling over of frustrations. And January 6th was just the final catalyst. And until we come to terms with that, if we're going to continue that culture of pervasive censorship, then absolutely, I think we're at risk of worse happening in this country. That's not a prediction. I hope it's an anti-prediction. I hope it is a warning for what we want to avoid. Because if we allow people to speak freely in this country, right, that's our path to allowing people to air their frustrations in ways that don't lead us to physical.
By the way, y'all's Vivek loves President Modi out of India. So there's that.
Violence. And I've said this often, if you tell people they cannot speak, that is when they scream. But if you tell people they cannot scream, that is when they resort to tearing things down. And so I didn't make a prediction. I'm offering.
You're the same dude that gave money to Daniel Penny. Because we asked and made sure that it was known that he needed to be arrested. He walked free for a week. You gave that man money. The Satan gave him money and promoted his GoFundMe. Oh, we're going to forget about that. Say less.
A heartfelt warning of something that I don't want to see happen in this country. My role in this as a leader is to make sure that we never get there by making sure that, and I try to do my part. If there's a protester at one of my events, and we've started to have some, I give them the mic.
You mean you asked them to show up at that certain time to make it look like it was a organic interaction? Okay.
Say, hey, you know what? You get to speak your mind. I will answer your question. It has to have a good question, ends with a question mark, but you get the mic, you get to speak. We're a country. I'm not running to lead a political party. I'm running to lead a nation. And so I try to practice what I preach. But I think until every American looks himself and herself in the mirror and asks what role each of us played in creating the conditions for what happened on January 6th, until we go through that level of honest introspection, then yes, I do worry that we may take the risk of worse happening. And me saying it or not saying it isn't going to be the cause of it happening. What's going to be the cause of it happening is the frustrations that tens of millions of Americans have that they hadn't had a chance to actually air in the open. And I think our path forward as a country, it runs through more speech, not less speech. And until we learn that lesson, I think we run that risk. Absolutely, we do. And I'm keen to make sure we don't get there.
Yeah, that's a great way to put that. I think when you highlighted people not being able to talk about their frustrations and things, that definitely is what led to that point. And I've noticed since then,
but y'all told black people to shut up.
And since these things have happened, there's been a lot more like outcry and outrage and backlash to these things that people are considering touchy topics. So I think what you said was great. I definitely agree. That was very well said, sir.
I have a question on something that you said. Oh, can you hear me? Okay, here it goes.
Yeah,
I have a question on something that you said. So when you mean that they won't let you run against Biden, what do you exactly mean when you say that?
Well, I mean, they won't let Biden run against me.
What do you mean though? Why won't they allow that?
Well, I think that it will become increasingly obvious to the establishment that does not want a candidate, an outsider like Trump, or in this case, I'm the new outsider in this race.
Oh, Lord. Well, again, this was a year ago, so we already covered all this. He's not an outsider. State Department done known about him since 2011. But, you know, we're going to skip forward because he ain't saying nothing. I'm about to Jigglypuff his ass, pause. But let's see what this is.
Like inequality. And yet the irony is the very people who favor the back end band-aids are the ones who are opposed to reform on the front end. So how do we do it?
Turn it down.
We need to rethink the educational system to be based upon, who would have ever thought, the achievement of students, rather than on providing employment perks to the bureaucrats, including those who run the teachers' unions, that hold those students captive. So I'm going to share an interesting fact with you.
Oh, God.
There is an inverse correlation. Okay, so that doesn't just mean there isn't a good enough correlation. There's literally an inverse correlation. It's the opposite. That is to say that the more you spend per student in the public schools, literally the less well those students are actually performing. Wow. That should be mind-boggling. So on a per student basis, in certain cities in this country where they're spending $35,000, $40,000 per student per year in places like the inner cities of Philadelphia or Chicago, those schools are delivering worse results than charter schools or private schools or even other public schools that are spending $15,000 to $20,000 per student per month.
What?
Insane. So it's staggering. So part of my vision here is, let me give you my policy. I'm going to shut down the U.S. Department of Education. That's the head of the snake at the federal government level.
Okay.
Give that money back to the people that allow parents to be able to choose where they send their kids to school, to be able to take them out of those public schools that are failing and move them to private schools or charter schools, even if it's out.
They can already do that. Parents can literally send their kids to private school wherever they want. What y'all need to do, I'm going to help you, Vivek, because I shouldn't help you. You want to make them schools better? I'm fixing to help you. I'm going to give you, the solution only costs you a few $1 billion. Recertify the middle and high schools. Put trades back in schools. That will help a lot. You keep saying that the whole world in the fields of STEM are kicking our ass. How are we supposed to give our kids the leg up when y'all won't invest in them? You want to worry about Baltimore's literacy rate all day. Okay. Get them kids stimulated. Maybe they would like to read about circuits. Maybe that'll help spur them to read. Maybe teach them how to build a car from scratch. Maybe they'll read that. Nah, y'all just want to take money from somewhere and go put it somewhere else because you want to be a Fed head and you don't want the responsibility if it goes left. We know the game.
Inside their district because they have enough money. Yes, money in the parents' pockets to actually do it. And then I go one step further with this one. I think that this is the cherry on top, but it's a big one. It's a way of starving the bureaucracy of the teachers' unions at the state level. So let's say a parent takes their kid out of one of those schools that is spending $40,000 per student per year and moving to one that spends $20,000 per student per year. I think literally that family should get half the difference. So that 40,000 minus 20,000 is $20,000. I think that family should be able to get the $10,000 difference that literally goes into the kid's account.
It's 20,000, but we're going to leave him alone. He don't know how to add. But sir, they can get that back in the taxes. Oh, wait, you want to eliminate the IRS? How's that going to work? Oh, okay, so we're going to extract more money out of the state. Got it. Keep going.
And so we've done some modeling on this in terms of if you assume normal investment returns, it starts in kindergarten. By the time they get to 12th grade, what does that add up to? We're talking about a $250,000, under some assumptions, a $300,000 graduation gift waiting for that kid when they graduate from high school.
Because you're going to assume people are going to keep that money. What is he talking about? You're going to assume that the kid that they're going to bring up 300. These okay, let's just say they have $300,000 on him. You think they're just going to give it to their kid when they graduate high school? What is he talking about? Oh Lord. Oh boy. Shante, you ain't tell that lie. He ain't telling not one lie, but let him tell it. If he does make vice president, I'm sure his kid will be there. In one of them nice Prince George's or what's the one in Virginia? Fairfax. What's that one by DC? I forget. I think it's Fairfax. Those nice areas. Oh, remember, Shante, he said he went to Catholic school.
I like that. Pretty good graduation gift.
That's amazing.
But,
That's insane.
My question is, how can that kid get to the school if the parent can't take them though?
Yeah.
Like that's
so a lot of this does start with the family, and there's multiple senses in which you might mean that, the economic struggle of the family. Let's start with that fact I shared earlier, right? Even if the schools are doing their job, the kids who grow up in a fatherless household are at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And it is true that 25% of kids grow up today in fatherless households, 8 times more likely to end up on drugs or have a mental health disorder or commit suicide. I think at least 8 to 10 times as more likely to end up in jail, far poorer economic and educational outcomes. And so we're not going to be able to fix that just by reforming the educational system. I'm never a believer in waving a magic wand and advocating for silver bullet solutions. But the fact that that is a separate issue that needs to be addressed doesn't mean that we should not address our educational system, because I think that can address a leap forward. We want to talk about the family structure. A big part of what I would do, I've said this very clearly, is we have a bad habit in this country, the federal government does, of literally paying people to do the exact opposite of what we actually want them doing. So in this case, we often pay single mothers more money from the federal government not to have a father in the house than to maybe be married and have that father in the house.
Oh,
that doesn't make any sense to me.
Lord. Sir, go tell that to them females that they only get like $100 a month. What do you mean? Oh my God. Then we're gonna go back to this. Now we're gonna bring the 70s into this. Oh Lord. That's a state issue, sir. That's a local issue. That's not a Fed issue. Oh Lord. Never mind. I'm gonna let it play. Never mind.
You say pay people more to stay home rather than to go to work.
Hello, Vivek.
It's a bad habit that we need to end.
Oh, you cough because you know you're full of it.
That's a great point, but I don't know from my.
I'm just gonna text somebody to bring me a water.
My friends, but I came from a single home, but my mama just raised me a military mother. So I feel like, in my opinion, because I lived in that situation before, I feel like it's more on the person to push forward than I say it's on the family, because like you got to be the one to say I got to do it. You know what I'm saying?
You made that choice.
So are you saying, Vivek? So is it not a such thing as redlining? Like, okay, so you live in this area, you go to this school. So you're saying that you're gonna cancel that and then allow someone to go to any school, but wouldn't that make some schools have less students and more schools have more students, and it would just be a problem? I think that would be a problem.
So I don't think that would be a problem because it would force the schools that are failing to level up. So here's a fact about the schools that are failing. They disproportionately are controlled by teachers' unions. And so if you get to the details of my plan, in order to get that money coming from the closed Department of Education that comes back down to the states and to the people, they have to, A, have school choice programs in that state already, but B, they have to write their teachers' contracts in the public schools in a way that end the teachers' unions themselves. I think that's a big part of the problem in this country. Once we end the teachers' unions, those schools can actually compete. And to say that, they're going to have fewer students, that's what I call the strategy of starving the bureaucracy. So that's how it gets done.
Make them eat.
So if they don't level up the school, then
people not gonna come.
People not gonna come. And that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
There you go.
So Vivek, I want.
That's the motto.
I'd like to ask you a question. So earlier when I asked you about the January 6th thing, you said about how they're burning the streets down in Portland. So I want to ask you, in a lot of democratic cities like Chicago and San Francisco, we're seeing a spike of crime and a lot of crime going on. Do you have any plans to address that if you were nominated as president or elected as president?
I do. I think it is a travesty that we have the crime wave we do in cities across this country. And, look, I'm doing my best to also walk the walk and keep an open mind and not just be fed the talking points that you hear from media. I visited the south side of Chicago. I went there. I went to Kensington a couple weeks ago.
I seen that.
We did see that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, these are, these are sad places, particularly Kensington. It was a sad place to visit. I mean,
You went to the south side of Chicago and got a haircut and you felt very safe. Wait a minute. You went to the south side of Chicago, got a haircut, and talked to black men. I ain't see you acting nervous not one time. But y'all love to say the south side got all the crime. You went to Kensington. You visited Kensington, but you were in the car. You stayed in the car. William, they're a reaction channel. They're not a research channel. Remember, these are the same type of folk when we told them that that man was anti-black, that we crazy. We only thinking about race. These cats are not in the trenches with us. We know coded language when we hear it. Justice Wilson, hello. You seem new, but welcome. You said because apparently every black American lives in Chicago. That's partly it, but that's not really it. That's the right's go to try to take shots at black people. They go to New York to say how the policies are so messed up and what the illegals are doing. They go to Chicago to take shots at black people. But again, this man sat in a barber's chair on the south side of Chicago, felt very safe. There was no nervousness in his voice. He was getting lined up real nice. Then nothing happened to him. He ain't go. Matter of fact, who was here weeks ago when I showed you how he did go to Chicago to go visit his brother? And again, he went around the city. His words. He went to that south side bar, and he felt very safe. Even had that old coon sounding immigrant shaking his hand and putting him over. John M said this Vivek dude seems like a plant, the conservative version of Obama. He came out of nowhere. I have a whole live stream documenting his history. We already figured him out. No, Lewis, and good afternoon. They don't know any other cities. It's Chicago, LA, New York, because that's all they say now. New York, Chicago, LA. They started to try to bring up Atlanta. That fell flat because I cussed Trump out for doing that. They don't even bring up Atlanta no more because they can't bring up Atlanta anymore because the same time they try to bring up Atlanta and talk about all the crime, they're the ones still moving down here. Number 3 population boom the last 3 years. So I don't know no person that's going to move to a city with all this crime. Notice they don't even bring up Miami anymore. Right, Torian? They bring up Baltimore to go take shots at black kids and their literacy rates. Philly for the drugs. St. Louis now because they're the murder capital of the country. They're starting to bring up Detroit, but they think they could change Detroit. I don't know. Okay, sure. They're starting to bring up Boston because of the mayor over there. They just raided the Oakland mayor's house. They do that because of that reparations thing that she was doing or he was doing. San Francisco for the degeneracy. I think that's it. Yeah. So there's your list of cities and what they're known for.
Visited India, third world country, many times, rural and bad cities as well. When I was a kid growing up in the 1990s, some of the stuff you'd see there, most Americans had not seen. What I saw in Kensington is probably worse than I have seen in any of my visits to India, because it's not just the poverty, it's literally people shooting up with injected drugs in broad daylight. And there's not police or anybody else to do a darn thing about it. And so I think that this is a real problem. But the way I'm going to address it is a lot of this does have to be.
What we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
No medicine, there'd be no mayonnaise. No medicine, there'd be no mayonnaise. No medicine, there'd be no mayonnaise. No medicine, there'd be no.
Did this fool just say that a neighborhood in an American city is worse than the states they have in India? The great capital of the world currently? The same country that the news, again, this is a year ago, but the same country that the news is now highlighting for the degeneracy going on there, despite what Modi's doing. You're going to tell us that Kensington is worse than that? The same country that the entire world watched men beat women at a college. You got it, Vivek. Go ahead. Tell more lies.
Done at the local level. But here's what a president can do. No funding to a local police department or a locality or a state or a municipality that limits police officers' ability to be able to just do their jobs and enforce the law. In many cases, there's been an erosion of what's called qualified immunity, which is to say that a police officer has a much higher standard of whether they can be sued for carrying out their job. What's happening is many people are leaving the police force because they're getting sued. They're ending up in court. They're looking over their shoulder before they do their job. I know that I'm a libertarian. I have strong libertarian instincts, certainly.
You're a lying
today,
bastard.
but I have deep-seated libertarian instincts.
You're lying.
I don't like police who abuse their power at the federal level or the local level. But you want to think about who's actually suffering in the name of one or two rogue actors at the local level.
Rogue actors at the local level. I'm glad you said that. Rogue actors at the local level. So where was your tweets about Sheriff Villanueva out in LA? Why didn't you say that what he was doing, this is wrong, and we need to curb this? Because it's California. That should be an easy slam dunk. All those black, white, Asian, Latino people that were unarmed, shot by them cops. Why aren't you highlighting them? I'm looking right now, sir. I put in Derek Chauvin. Where is your tweet, your official statement from your office that Kathy probably wanted to write? Yeah, fucking right. Where is your statement? Where is it? It should be easily come up. If you said something, it should easily come up. I'm curious though. I want to see something. There we go. Okay, so 6 days ago you said you're a libertarian, but you transitioned to Republican politics because you know where that's the money is. But okay, and anti-woke. You wrote a whole book and you went in there and knocked George Floyd, but we ain't supposed to talk about that, right? We're not supposed to do that, right? All right. Look, last year you said this. I know she didn't say nothing yesterday. Smart move. Yeah, Juneteenth was useless. This is what you wanted to promote yourself as. Look, Vivek Ramaswamy loves his heritage. Just don't call him an Indian American. Okay. There you go. You use George Floyd to get your name up. Let's just call it what it is. Nah. Here's the thing, Justice Wilson, and again, we documented everything. Nah. He wants a nice, cushy secretary job. If he had his druthers, he'd be over at HUD or Homeland Security. This is the same man who said, quote, I'm for Pacific migration, even though he wanted to talk about he's against illegal immigration. So he was against illegal immigration, but he wants more H-1B visas, which are problems already in of itself, to come over from the Pacific. Nowhere else, just the Pacific. Good. Cope. Great. Come here, sir. Come here. Bring yourself. Cool. Come tell me how to cope. Come here. We're going to have fun today. We shall have fun. Come here and tell me to cope. Come here. I got to hear this. This I got to hear. Come tell me to cope. This is beautiful. There's always one. Well, look, Justin Wilson, he already left the campaign trail. So it's all good. He found out the hard way in late January. Pause. They said, we're not going to vote for you because you're Indian and we didn't trust you. They told this to him and his wife. Come here. Fago. I think that's how you say your name. Fatogo. I guess. Fatogo. Sure. Come up here and tell me the code. Come here. Come on. Don't be scared now. Don't be scared now. You talking real tough with your capital letters. Come on. Don't run now. No, see, Wallow J, he would be part of the WASP if his sons married the daughters of the American Revolution. But then the one drop rule would hit, and then the rapist would go for his kids. And that would be well. Oh, I get it. He ran. Let me guess. Tariq must have put up another video about him getting at them tethers. And you went in there to go write that. Go ahead. Oh, no. Blackford thinking he was talking about Kensington and Philly. He wasn't talking about that one. I guess Fago left. Hey, Fago, why you left? Where's all this African pride you got? I thought you don't run. I thought you don't run. I heard you do not run from the Americans. You don't run. They want to lionize. They want to lionize Wakanda, but there's no such thing as Wakanda. You do not know anything. You don't know. I guess he ran. That's what I figured. Punk. But I said it. Let me help you. Hey, we figured out how to get some of these people over here. We figured it out. Just like, you know, you're not supposed to wear red in front of a bull. Hey, come on. Come on. Tell me the code. Come on. Hey. Listen, I told you, Hurricane IQ, we're dealing with the emergence of the Bush babies. It's okay. They're going to be a problem after the election, but they're going to be content, and it's going to be beautiful. But let's let this continue.
It's all the other people that are dying, not at the hands of police officers. I think it's a made-up myth that that's actually what's happening in the country. They're dying at the hands of their fellow violent criminals on the streets of places like the south side of Chicago or Kensington. And so we can chat Black Lives Matter till we're blue in the face and blame the police officers. But the reality is, if we really care about Black lives, we're going to be addressing the wave of violent crime in places like San Francisco and Chicago and Philadelphia. We just gotta have the courage to step up and actually do it.
I agree. I strongly agree.
Oh, Black Light gonna get mad at me for saying this, but he gonna tell me you was true, bro. Vivek, your state is Ohio, correct? Should we talk about Cincinnati, Cleveland, Akron? Should Shaker Heights? Should we go there, sir? Should we talk about Dayton? should we talk about Columbus, which is a college town, and how the KKK ran through there? Should we talk about that? There you go. See, he don't want to talk about his home state. See, I can at least talk about New York crime. I can do that. And I can also talk about the crime that goes on upstate. We can do that. But what you're not going to do is start knocking these other cities when we look at your home state and you are among some of the highest deaths in the country. We're not going to do that because you won't address that.
Yeah, that's very much facts.
Didn't you say something earlier?
What about me being?
Yeah.
Oh, I was finna say earlier. I was saying I came from a single home before, so in my opinion, I don't feel like it's an excuse to say because I ain't have my dad in the house, it's the reason why I act like this or act like that. I feel like it's more on the person. And you believe what you want and you have your mindset right. I feel like you can do anything in this world.
I agree with you on that. And many of the most successful people I've met have come from adversity of some kind, right? We all go through hardship. Hardship is not victimhood. And I think you said it.
Mom's a doctor, dad's an engineer. Got to go to Catholic school in high school. Even told the story that your father went to night school for law while he worked during the day. Dad got an opportunity to work for GE, one of the biggest companies on the planet, and they were in love with his work so much they let him emigrate to America on a visa, and he's not a citizen. And he's been here for over 20 years. And they haven't thrown him out yet. If that ain't privilege and the definition of not having that many hardships, oh, wait, damn, I forgot. You got to go to Harvard on affirmative action. You got a scholarship from George Soros' fellowship that was worth over $100,000. And you got that scholarship while working in the pharmaceutical field, making buku money. You were a 22-year-old making millions of dollars straight out of school. 24, whatever it was, because you got it in 2009, so 24. You were a 24-year-old making millions of dollars. I'm sorry, Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm just going to say it. You don't know what a hard day is. I'm just going to say it. You don't know what a hard day looks like. The hardest day you probably ever experienced was the day they told you they're not going to vote for you. That was probably the hardest day. Lollapapa. I went over this. Maybe this was before you came into the tabernacle. We went over him getting the scholarship. This is what he tried to scrub from Wikipedia, and he got in trouble for it. Everybody called him out. He applied for the George Soros scholarship, which is supposed to be for immigrants and child of immigrants. That was his clapback for everybody. It was open to child immigrants. Doesn't matter, sir. Mehdi Hassan on MSNBC on a Saturday exposed you and said you were making millions of dollars. You didn't need that scholarship. You didn't need it. You could have paid for your own way to go to law school. He was making over $1 million before taxes. I think he said that year he walked away with $900,000 in salary. So there was no way he should have gotten that. But again, that's their criteria. It is what it is. Oh, yeah. But listen, when you're done with this, if you have time, go through my archive. It's there. We exposed it. Let's let it continue.
A great example to say that you shouldn't think of yourself as a victim just because you did grow up in a single parent house, or because somebody pushed you down because you're a kid, or because any other reason that you could give yourself for thinking of yourself as a victim. But I do believe that when you think about the role of government policy, I don't want to subsidize the kinds of behaviors that do make it harder for people, right? We want to set people up for success. Part of that message is no matter who you are, I believe you can achieve anything you ever want with your own hard work and commitment and dedication. And so thank you for saying that. That's probably the most important part of it. But if you're asking me about, education policy and then how we worry about, some unevenness and how families are set up to do well, I certainly don't want the federal government playing a role in giving people incentives, false incentives, to live in single parent household rather than dual parent ones, because all else equal, I think for most kids, it would be better. All else equal, every unique family is different, but on the numbers, all else equal, it would be better if we didn't subsidize people to live in single parent homes rather than dual parent homes. But you're right. I think just because you grow up with, you take a president who I disagree with on a lot of things. FDR, right? He was a man who was, I don't agree with his New Deal agenda, but I got to say, the guy led us through much of World War II. And do you think he would have done it and had the fortitude to do it if he didn't have polio and if he didn't end up in a wheelchair? Probably not. I don't know for sure, but that toughened him as an individual and gave him strength, right? So hardship was not victimhood. Hardship was something that helped him discover who he was. Does that mean we want more people to end up in wheelchairs? No, we don't. But as an individual, the hand you're dealt is the hand that you start with, and then you ultimately derive your identity from that. So I think it's a little bit different when you're first personal versus saying at a policy and countrywide level, do we want that for everyone? No, we don't. But both of those things can still be true at once. And I love the fact that you're willing to share your story and give people inspiration through that as well.
Yeah. I got another question. One more question. Sorry, bro. Sorry. Just one question. This is important, bro. It's very important. All right. Okay. So, I know you got a lot of haters out there to say, you haven't held a political position yet. So because of that, you're not ready to be the president. So I want to know, what do you have to say to those people?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I think it depends on what people want, right? The beauty of our country is that the people get to decide, at least if the system works the way it's supposed to, for most of our life, and I intend to keep it this way, the people who we elect to run the government are the ones who get to run the government. And so my job in this is to let people know who I am and what I stand for. And what the people want, that's their choice and not mine. And so I think, I'll share with you my opinion. I think when it comes to the role of being the chief executive of the executive branch of the government, it is better to have an outsider who doesn't start with the biases of how the bureaucracy runs in Washington, D.C. I think that's a good thing. I have built successful companies. I've led thousands of people. I've built multi-billion-dollar enterprises, gotten approved drugs to patients. It's a multi-billion-dollar biotech company that I built from scratch. I'm proud of that. I think those are achievements that will help me as an outsider be more effective in running the executive branch of the government. I've written 3 books that offer a clear vision for the country. I'm 37 years old. I would be the youngest president ever elected, if elected. I'm the first millennial ever to run in the GOP for U.S. president. And I do have a clear vision for this country. But my job in this is, I'm going to let you know who I am and what I stand for. I'm going to do it without mincing words. I'm going to do it without just telling people what they want to hear. There's an old saying from Thomas Soell, actually, a guy.
Oh, Lord.
There it is.
What you know about the Thomas Soell?
Here we go. Here we go.
He has words of wisdom we do well to remember. I think one of his, I'm going to misquote it.
Yeah, here's my words of wisdom of Thomas Soell. He's a government plant. But okay.
Slightly probably, but the basic gist was, if you care about somebody, you tell them the truth. If you care about yourself, you tell them what they want to hear.
Yeah. Oh, that's deep.
What I do in this campaign is I try to speak the truth. And whether people want to vote for me, that's their choice, not mine.
Yes,
but my view certainly is that we are going to do better as a country if we have a true outsider in the White House rather than somebody who believes in climbing some hierarchy. For me, it's not even political ambition that brings me into this. I don't think about being a politician. If I did, I would start my career differently, run for Senate in Ohio or something like that.
Right.
Because there's no money in it, sir. That's why. They think we're stupid. Most of y'all don't run for local politics is because there's no money in it. You'd have to go see the people every day. At least if you could try to grift into Congress, you go home on vacation. You get security around your house. Nobody can come touch you unless you go to a restaurant. Local politics, yeah, you're among the people every day. You see what your decisions are being, you see how the decisions you do every day are being influenced in your neighborhoods with your neighbors, with the businesses in there. You're going to be held responsible right there. And y'all don't want to do that. You want to go grift into these House of Representatives and these Senate seats because you get to go to Washington. I got to pay $177,000 along with everybody else for your salary. And you get all the kickbacks and all the advantages of going to Swirl City. That's it. I'm done with this interview. My head is hurting. We got another one.
That grit and that grind, that ability to, just be so.
Now, this was a couple of months ago. I don't even know where the hell this was. Where was this? They didn't even tell you. All right. You know what? I'll spare y'all. I'll spare y'all that one because he ain't saying nothing in that one. Family, who's ready for their gift? I see a bed bucking hall of shame coming. Toriad, you might want to start taking notes. Cartier family. Remember what I said at the beginning of this broadcast, that the decisions you made regarding becoming conservatives, becoming part of MAGA, we're going to take you down. This is going to be a very big one. I'm sorry. I'm going to go on camera for this. What you guys in the chat and those on the playback are about to see, they will never be taken seriously ever again. I promise you, especially after this election.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Y'all see the title of that video. This was on their channel. This came out 9 days ago. We all know Lily Gaddis. We already know. Fine. We're familiar with the history. They got their hooks into it. Bruh. Listen to what you're about to hear.
It's because we took it back. We got the power back. You got the power back, but as soon as a white person say it, you mad. She said, your rappers.
Sir, why are you smiling? We'll find out.
The people that y'all like listening to that be rapping every day, they listen to it too. They can't like Drake them. They can't sing along to Drake. They the ones paying Drake. Y'all ain't bringing in the money. The white folks bringing in the money from the hip hop music. You want to bet me?
That's crazy.
Y'all, they sell out more stadiums than y'all, and these rappers are all over the world. You think when they go to Europe, it's packed with black people? No, it's not. No, it's not. So if the white people paying the money, they should be able to say the words. But if the words you've taken back and they don't offend you no more, so they should be able to say it. One thing I love about this girl, we can't find her social media. I don't know if any of these social medias out there that are real. I'm not going to mention them because.
So you're listening to somebody who saw this go down, everybody pulling up her stuff, but you're going to tell me she ain't got no social media, even though you're reacting to a TikTok video that came off her social media. Boy, and y'all laughing over this. By the way, they met this man in Detroit. I like Detroit. But for that weekend, we're going to call it Coontroit. Just for that weekend. Just for that weekend. Go ahead.
I don't know if they're real.
She had a
if
crazy
she
tweet
watches
today.
this video, reach out to us. I love to interview you or whatever the case may be and find out what your real platform is. However, I love the fact that she just don't give a F about what people say. Roll the clip.
Right.
So a recent video of mine seems to have
hold up. Tatum Todd. She don't care what people say. How'd that Twitter space work? How'd that work? That didn't work out too well for her. Now did it? Yeah, said it again. It didn't work. But okay.
said members of a certain community gold diggers, but that's the exception. I'm the rule. Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke ass, and all the back.
Okay, so we off code already. Okay, so you think that's funny? You think that's funny? I'm not talking about Tatum Tots. I'm talking about these four. You think that's funny?
Backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find a care.
She's crazy.
You're gonna.
Hold on, bro. That's
She's trolling
insane,
too bad, bro.
She is. I think it's funny, bro. I really don't give a
she's
damn,
trolling.
because I mean,
You think it's funny? Okay.
I was watching this show, man.
I think she's dead ass right here.
Probably the most ratchet show that has probably ever been made. Baddies, bro. And it was this girl that came on there and said, "My nigga, y'all tripping."
Oh,
she wasn't black.
She was like Mexican or something.
They
jumped
tried
her.
to beat the shit out of her.
They
bro.
jumped her, bro.
It was getting bad. They were like, you still don't understand. Because then she got mad again. She was like, I apologize. Then she got mad again. She said, bro, my niggas chill.
The white,
and then they said, what's up?
The only one that was like saying she was tripping was like, you shouldn't say that, was a white girl. She was like, I don't feel comfortable with you saying that. Everybody else was like, some of the black girls was letting it ride.
Some of them. But a lot of them was all like, you got to understand. They were trying to sit down with her. You got to understand where everybody coming from. Majority.
So we went from y'all snickering because she said the word. Now y'all throwing black women under the bus. Okay. We're getting to know a lot now. Keep going.
Didn't like cursing.
I think it's just like a trigger word.
Like I said before in the video, if y'all
a
long time ago, if y'all don't want to hear it, don't say it.
A group of fat people calling, hey bro, you're a fat ass. You're a fat ass. And then a skinny person come on, hey you fat asses. And then they get mad.
Exactly.
That's the exact thing.
It's a trigger word.
That's insane.
I don't know, because ain't crap supposed to be a trigger word, and I'm seeing like white people wanting to be on that.
No, it's not. It's
I don't
definitely
think
not
any
the
white
same.
people are offended by that.
You know
word.
what?
No, on AB, it's some people say, yeah, bro, go today. So it's like, I'm confused.
Like, this is how I feel about it. I'm not offended by this at all or anything, but like if someone was to, like in front of a lot of people, call me an N-word, it's not about the word. It's the fact that you're trying to embarrass and disrespect me. Like if you would call me any word,
like a B word.
Yeah, that would be upset. You see what I'm saying? It's like I know what you're trying to do. So it's not like if you were just rapping a song, I would never. I would just whatever. But if you like are trying to disrespect me, then it's different. I think it's about context.
I understand the history behind the word, but it's just like I never had any emotional attack, like emotional feeling towards the word. So I ain't gonna lie. If you call me the B word, I feel more disrespected by that.
But being called the B word?
Yes, or the P word. Call me a pussy. I feel more disrespected. You say ER,
it's just like they're trying to. It's like basically, I feel like you are basically calling me a B word.
Okay, it's
like,
the same I'm
like you for everybody say, okay, I'm gonna say this, and you're not gonna do nothing. That's what it's like. Okay,
it's the same.
That's when you're trying to,
I would say it's the same.
That's that's how I see it.
Yeah, because if you call me a pussy or the ER, I'm gonna feel the same way.
All the backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find a care.
You're gonna.
They got the white girl got these people in a frenzy.
These niggas.
She ain't doing nothing but saying what y'all say anyway. Why can't she say it? It's just a word. White people are off limits from saying. I just don't get it. Like
again, retard. Y'all can let white people say the word all you want. Ain't gonna be responsible for what happens, good or bad. I get it. You conservatives don't know nothing about consequences. And when consequences hit you, you go crazy. Ashley Babbitt. Anyway, let them say it. It's fine. Go let them say it. I can't be responsible for what the next man or woman does. I can't. We're going to let it continue.
Of course, it makes, when I hear people say the N-word, I don't like it, even if they're black.
There goes. Tatum, boy, you make it too easy. Tatum, you don't like it when people say the word? You don't like it when you say the word?
I gotta go. They're quick to run and grab that talking point of Biden and Hillary Clinton. Created the I'm gone, man. Bill. They created the crime bill. You the fakest nigga I ever seen in my life. They created the crime bill. I see you in person. They created the crime bill. They created what you said. They created. I'm done, bro. You a fake nigga. I hope everybody see that. I appreciate it. Fake, bro. I'm gonna expose you to everybody. And when I see you, nigga, we gonna be. It's gonna be on. I want you to know that. Because you call me on the phone and you saying all this, and then you get on the live stream and you playing this shit. You should be ashamed.
Is that black on black crime? Is that black on black crime?
Is that black on black crime? You's a bitch. I told you. Everybody on your live stream know you's a bitch. And when I see you, I'm whooping your ass. Everybody got your live stream. I like it. You want to be hood, nigga? You want to be hood? You on the phone talking shit to me and you call me? You saying you apologize?
I never apologize. Say it. There you go.
You didn't apologize. My wife listened to you, nigga.
I never apologized. What I said was,
bitch, nigga.
That's what I said.
No, sir. Let's wrap this up.
Wait a minute. You know what I never did with this video, family? Baby girl, can you give me a pen, please? Can you give me a pen? Please. I need a pen. We gonna write down every time he said the N-word. We gonna tally this. I never did this before. I think I tried to count it one time and I think I was off. Give me a pencil, but that'll work. We're gonna count how many times he said the N-word one time. But he said he don't like it when people say it. This is what this man said. Okay, so I got my pen and paper. We're gonna play it. Go ahead, Tatum Tots. Tell us all about how you hate hearing the N-word.
Here's the thing.
I gotta go.
They're quick to run and grab that talking point of Biden and Hillary Clinton. You know, created the
I'm gone, man.
crime bill. They created
you
the crime bill.
fakest nigga I ever seen in my life.
They created the crime bill.
I see you in person.
They created the crime bill.
They created what you said.
I missed one.
Here's the thing.
I gotta go.
They're quick to run and grab that talking point of Biden and Hillary Clinton. You know, created the
I'm gone, man.
crime bill. They created
you
the
the
crime bill.
fakest nigga I ever seen in my life.
They created the crime bill.
I see you in person.
They created the crime bill.
They created what you said.
They created.
I'm done, bro. You a fake nigga. I hope everybody see that. I appreciate it. Fake, bro. I'm gonna expose you to everybody. And when I see you, nigga, we gonna be. It's gonna be on. I want you to know that. Because you call me on the phone and you saying all this, and then you get on the live stream and you playing this shit. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Is that black on black crime? Is that black on black crime?
You's a bitch. I told you. Everybody on your live stream know you's a bitch. And when I see you, I'm whooping your ass. Everybody got your live stream. I like it. You want to be hood, nigga? You want to be hood? You on the phone talking shit to me and you call me? You saying you apologize? Yeah, nigga.
I never apologized.
You apologize?
I never
You didn't
apologized.
apologize. My wife listened to you, nigga.
I never apologized. What I said was.
Bitch, nigga.
That's what I said.
No, sir. Let's wrap this up. All right, I appreciate everybody.
I'll go hold up out of line. Anyway, I got 6. But you don't like it when people say the N-word. This is what this man said. I tell you, these conservatives, that's why I put on the Christmas hat. These conservatives stay giving presents. Say it again, sir.
Say it. It's just a word. White people are off limits from saying, I just don't get it. Like, of course, it makes, when I hear people say the N-word, I don't like it. Even.
But you said 6 times. Where'd you get 8? No, we cannot count the B word. He only said it 6 times. I counted ninja. So if I count ninja, it was only 5. I'll go to Hotep is out of line. One more time.
I gotta go.
They're quick to run and grab that talking point of Biden and Hillary Clinton. You know, created the.
I'm gone, man.
Crime bill. They created
you
the crime bill.
fakest nigga I ever seen in my life.
They created the crime bill.
I see you in person.
They created the crime bill.
They created what you said. I'm done, bro.
No, I restarted it.
I hope everybody see that. I appreciate it. Fake, bro. I'm gonna expose you to everybody. And when I see you, nigga, we gonna be. It's gonna be on. I want you to know that. Because you call me on the phone and you saying all this, and then you get on the live stream and you playing this shit. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Is that black on black crime? Is that black on black crime?
You's a bitch. I told you. Everybody on your live stream know you's a bitch. And when I see you, I'm whooping your ass. Everybody got your live stream. I like it. You want to be hood, nigga? You want to be hood? You on the phone talking shit to me and you call me? You saying you apologize? Yeah, nigga.
I never apologized.
You apologize?
I never
You didn't
apologized.
nigga.
I never apologized. What I said was, that's what I said.
Yes, sir.
He said, you can't see my N-word. Woo! It ain't even July and it was Christmas. By the way, screenshot.
Even if they're black. When I hear white people say the N-word, I don't like it more. However, I have to.
How you say, oh Lord, keep going.
Look in the mirror and say, bro, why does it bother you more when white people say it? Like, just focus on the individual person. What's the difference between this individual person that wasn't alive during slavery, that never owned a slave, and a Negro that never was a slave, and understand why is there a difference? And when I talk,
who cares?
But yeah, I feel absolutely nothing.
Brandon, there is no difference. You making it more than what it really is. A person can say whatever words they want to say. We live in America. And she didn't say it to a specific person. She said the name in general, or the word in general. Also, she got other content out. This is why we can't find her. And let me tell you what, she gonna go viral because she looked like that. But can I just be honest? You see,
yeah, because she went viral because she's a white woman. Okay, great, Brandon. To tell us more. Yes, sir.
I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we have to deal with this foolishness on a day in and day out basis. But you know what? It's you're going to say it's content.
It's content. It's content. Bruh, do you guys want another present? Oh, we got more. You know how by the way, there was a YouTube in one of them videos. There was a Jamaican that went in there and tried to cape for him, but it's fine. Whatever. Oh, and I found out Hotep Jesus is Jamaican. I found that out today. But okay.
Was this video that Fakem did? Was this before or after they got her out the paint?
This was before. This was like the day after it happened.
Did he do a follow-up video about what they said about her? Probably not.
You know what's funny?
He did.
You can go find out because I was scrolling it while you guys were looking at it. We looking because I was looking to see if he really did interview her. Because if he did that, he full cool. But I don't see it. He knew better. When he heard that Twitter space where she got eviscerated. He didn't want no parts.
Because he would have got eviscerated too, right up on out of there, right along with her and Valentina.
Oh Lord. But
hey, don't forget though. Don't forget, you got to go to school on Juneteenth.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I wish I would have came across that video so I could have put it in my stream yesterday. When I saw that, I literally saw that maybe a good 5 minutes after the stream was over. I was like, damn. That would have been perfect to put it. That would have been perfect.
I'm gonna piss myself off. This girl said, "Oh Lord."
This how you know she doesn't have. That's how you know she has someone writing her script. Because if she was smart enough, she would have figured that out before she got on camera and said that dumb shit.
But why would you say it? This is like what she said last week that Juneteenth was this week. How was Juneteenth the week of the what was the end date? The 15th. How is that possible? Like, come on.
She's a dingbat.
No, we gotta go stronger. No, we gotta go stronger. She's past dingbat. Dingbat is when
she bathes in battery acid.
That would hurt her skin. No, I don't.
She would probably enjoy it since she wants to be a white woman anyway.
Shit. I mean, she got the Standards Cup.
Oh, speaking of shameless plug, new merch is out, and one of them happens to be one of those tumblers, and it don't cost nearly as much as that Standards Cup.
But
and it looks better. At least y'all can see the writing on mine and know what it is. And my logo doesn't look like a fetus.
Mm-hmm. But he said she went viral because she's a white woman. Huh? Okay.
Yeah, she look. Now I can't stand women with potty mouths. I can't stand women that curse like that. However, look at her, and she's spitting facts.
And women curse like that.
However, we need to make merch for her. Okay.
He said we need to make merch for her.
I think he just said that.
Stand women that curse like that. However, look at her, and she's spitting facts. She will be viral tomorrow. We need to make merch for her. Okay. You can cut your videos and everything, young lady. We'll help you. I'm just playing.
He's not playing.
Okay, he's not playing.
Serious. He's not.
By the way, you see how they were saying this about this whole situation, right? They were saying that there was nothing wrong. That's basically what they're saying. They laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Guess what I found?
What's that? About them?
They reacted to what happened in Montgomery.
The brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Just like everybody else did.
Uh-huh. But
the tone.
What I was listening to, I don't think they were too happy about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they still got their ass beat.
And they still got
now what? You know what's so crazy? I came across that video for the first time in months yesterday and watched it like it was brand new.
Yes.
People was passing that around. People was passing that around saying Happy Juneteenth.
Yes. Oh, and do you see how that triggered them white supremacists?
Oh, it's going to trigger them again because the anniversary hasn't even come up yet. We still got about a little over 2 months before the anniversary.
Yes, sir.
Like, y'all know what I really bring, but I ain't gonna say it.
White family wrong.
I've been getting jumped up
for not moving, and black people wrong for justifying it on Twitter. That's the only wrong.
He ain't
hear
him. Security like Craig.
For not moving, and
y'all know what I really bring, but I ain't gonna say it.
White family wrong.
I've been getting jumped up
for not moving, and black people wrong for justifying it on Twitter. That's the only wrong.
Wrong for
justifying white people wrong for not moving their boat. Black people wrong for justifying it on Twitter.
Notice he didn't say they were wrong for fighting them.
Keep a pen in that.
Hey, he ain't top flight security like Craig and Day Day.
So y'all agree that's the only wrongs?
The wrong.
Yes,
people wrong for doing what they
August
did,
5th.
and you should not joke on what happened to.
I don't know, man. It's pretty comical, the whole situation.
Well, it is. I think
it's
this is what y'all understand. This is what they gotta understand before we watch this video. We won't laugh at any fight. No, y'all seen World Star? Black on black fights. We want everybody laughing. Okay, so we just gonna laugh at the fight.
So especially a black on white fight. Oh, that's hilarious.
It's gonna be like Family Feud.
Oh, that's so hilarious to me. I don't want anybody to get extremely hurt with a little fight.
No, but yeah, that is.
It is.
He hit him with the chair.
Oh, he wild. No, he took it too far.
He's swinging at that. Oh, bink.
Took it too far. I wonder what he said they took too far.
The chair. I'm betting it was the chair.
You're betting it was the chair.
Because I'm looking through the blur, and I'm looking through the blur. I think it was the chair, and I think it's the chair.
And they're so conscious. They didn't want to show it. I ain't like that. Here's some. We can watch it again.
He's at the Montgomery bust your ass bonanza.
That's what I called it. The bust your ass bonanza. I had to put the name.
I remember this video when this video first went out. Man, they was clipping people's videos left and right for sharing this. I remember it was on Instagram. I saw it on Instagram. That's the first place I saw it. Mm-hmm. And then I shared it on Twitter before it became X. And then I went back to Instagram where that initial post was, and it was gone. Like they were trying to snatch this thing down left and right because they didn't want the world to see them getting that ass beaten the way that they did. But they couldn't stop it. That video was everywhere. They just gave up and said, "Look, it's in the algorithm now. We can't stop it." The algorithm won. Y'all got it.
I mean, they were talking about it in Japan. It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. But they won't talk about it again. Now, see, that's the one thing they're not going to talk about. You know how they kept saying, you said, don't go on X when they talk about George Floyd because they're going to say this and the third or stuff when they say about Juneteenth. They ain't going to say there's little to nothing they can say about what happened on August the 5th last year. What they going to say? Oh, they were some thugs and stuff. Hey, guess what? You still got your ass beat.
Hotel, what is this? You heard Sneeko came in a hotel space capping for Oh Lord.
He's a
You got to go get me that link. Get me that link. Come on, can't hold up. I will buy you. I will get you. I will buy you some pause. I will get you some crabs. Pause. You got to get me that link. I will buy you a pound of crabs. You got to get me that link. I need that.
Seen people got
No, that
jumped.
happens.
People who jumped on got beat up.
That happens. The race is coming from Twitter. You know Twitter.
Yeah, this I really don't think this has nothing to do with race. This could have been this same thing could happen. If the security officer was white or maybe
the fight had nothing to do with race. I'm told.
By the way, they kept calling the co-captain a security guard.
Exactly. He was not a security guard.
Bruh, everybody saw this. Everybody called him the co-captain. How do you just still say he's a security guard?
Because they're stupid.
I guess.
Totally okay with the fight.
Because it would have been well.
I'm okay with the fight, brother.
Well, we didn't
Fight
get to hear the confrontation. We don't know if it's.
I sent it to you. I sent it to you.
You gonna be like, get your ass home?
He was like, yeah, boy, this.
We don't.
I mean, bro, he literally just wasn't following the rules. That's what it was.
They're still in the wrong. They jumped him.
They jumped him. So, you know that looked bad. Just bystanders.
Bro, you my dad fighting. I mean, I could let him get just one.
All right, we don't care. Reddit obviously knows about them. Yeah, they don't like him too tough, but you know, it is what it is.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
It says, I love Cartier family on YouTube. This comment just made me smile. I will add the link to the video in the comment section. Great. Real black culture is right in the room right now. Young men being civil, intelligent with morals, not degrading to each other.
Inarticulate. Can't forget articulate.
Inarticulate. Open minds. I love watching you guys. I guess you haven't seen any of their other content. Okay, cool. Anyway, the world needs more conversations like this among young black men, black Americans. This was incredible to listen to and brings so much perspective to things. Love this video.
Let me guess. They were watching Thomas Soell.
Well, it's something about black culture.
It could have been something Thomas Soell-esque.
Let's find out what the title of this is. That says, let me look up Cartier family black culture. Because everybody got a comment on black culture.
And notice those are the videos that get pulled into the algorithm immediately.
You were correct, Tori.
Look, there it is. I told you. I could tell by those comments.
So black culture.
They love when black people react to something like that involving Thomas Soell and they agree with him. And I'm sure you looked at it, but for those in the chat, do yourself a favor one time. Go just type in Thomas Soell reactions on YouTube and look at the black channels that react to him and watch their views. Then look at the views of their other videos, and I bet you the views on that Thomas Soell video is going to be their most watched one. They love when black people react to Thomas Soell.
Oh, this was 2 days ago. You said, okay, I got to listen to this. All right, let me see. Let's continue this. Thank you for that. Just send me your Cash App or something, and don't lie about the price of them crabs. I got somebody from the DMV there. They'll tell me if you're lying or not. Let's see. Somebody said they've gone off the deep end now. Completely melted brains.
See, those are people right there that probably watched their original content when they originally were. And the thing is, when they were just a reaction channel, I used to watch it. Like, I actually thought their reaction channels were actually entertaining. So that's why I was saying in your chat before I came up here, what made you decide to grift? Because it's not like you was in dire need of views. Y'all had a good following. So it's very weird. Usually people who grift like that are doing it because they're in need of it. They didn't need it.
No, but I think you know what it is too. And a lot of these reaction channels won't admit it. A lot of people are starting to get tired of that content. Because there's a lot, you know, I'm not saying the ones that like do what they do. They're like in the middle. But then you have the ones that are on the left side that all they do is just see like trailers and stuff. And it's like, ooh, oh my God. And they don't lend anything to it. And then you have what we do, like we'll do a reaction to something, but we'll provide important context. Like our side is starting to go up. They were at a crossroads night right now. So
you know, I gotta agree. I gotta kind of agree with you because I've seen those kind of comments before too, especially when it comes to people who react to stuff. Because sometimes it could be an over exaggerated reaction. You never know whose reaction is real. It's only a couple reaction channels that I'm subscribed to, but they're actual genuine reactions to whatever it is that they're watching.
Right.
And you can tell when people are doing too much and those who are like genuinely reacting.
Right. So they had to figure out the lane, even though it's way late for this. But you know, they do theirs. That's good, Ken Hotep. I see your numbers jumping. I see you doing like 500 on X. You mother. You only even invite me over. You mother. You. But it's all good though, man.
I got a tweet. I got a post in mind for the 4th, since they want to be petty and talk about Juneteenth being ratchet and ghetto. Okay,
exactly. Boy,
I got one. I got one for you. I got one for you.
You say every time you jump on, I get suspended. That was my fault. That was my fault. Okay. Every time I jump on, I get suspended. I don't even say, all right. It must be the tethering me. Anyway, we're gonna continue. Let's see. So this guy with the OJ picture, I like that OJ picture though. He said, "What happened? They just transitioned to becoming full-time Republican grifters. Look at their last 4 or 6 weeks of uploads. This was 10 months ago. It's pretty obvious. They had a few videos blow up in conservative circles, and now they're just following the money."
Exactly. That's what it was, and it was that Thomas Soell one, and they saw it. And they saw those numbers go up the way that they did. And they said, you know what? Bump doing is reactions, even though they were getting good views on those. And said, let's go ahead and go into the grifting lane. And that's where they stayed ever since. They better be careful, because I'm not sure if you heard of this YouTube channel called The Modern Renaissance Man.
I've heard of it.
He had went on, I think it was Fox News or some conservative outlet. And he spoke, and man, it messed his channel up. He still tried to do the grifting thing, and that didn't work. And then he went back to his original stuff, which was reaction videos. His channel ain't been the same since. I mean, them views are horrendous. So they better hope this grift stays. Well, you know, November the 5th.
Yes, John, we heard we heard what Andrew Tate said about Juneteenth, and yeah. Oh yes. Yes, for those who don't know, YouTube is getting community notes.
Did they say when?
What they say? I think he said probably later this, like near the end of the summer.
Them geeks
right
and
in
gamer
time
type
for
channel
the
about to get hit.
election. Right in time for the election.
Them geeks and gamer type channel about to get hit with all kinds of community notes.
Bruh, the 16th inning is about to be. What did I tell you? What did I tell y'all last year? They're going to start complaining that their views are in the tank. That they try to silence them. They're just doing it a little early. And I said after the election, they're going to start a little early. This is going to be fun. Oh, Tyrone. Listen, Tyrone's been around since Sotomayor's been around. So they fell out. So he decided to go that route. And we see where it's ended up.
Yeah, he's another disappointment as well, because I used to watch his videos too, and then he did the same thing, only more so in the pop culture space,
right?
But it's the same. But it's a lot. They all under the same grifting umbrella.
Now, this kind of connects Vivek and the Cartier family. What do we know Vivek for?
Having a butt head.
Music wise, what do we know him for?
Oh, the Eminem thing.
Yes, Tabernacle.
That's I just realized that I didn't say that. It says this is the official subreddit for Eminem and Shady Records.
Yes, sir. Did you know that the Cartier family they claim they've never heard Without Me?
That's a goddamn lie.
This is what they said.
I find that very hard to believe. That was a huge song back in the day. Huge, like it was everywhere.
Wasn't this the first single off the second album?
I think it was.
So
I think it was off of the, what was it? The second album, the Eminem show.
No, the second album was the Marshall
Mathers LP.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot. Eminem show was the third album. Right. Yeah, I think it was the first song off that album.
Mm-hmm.
I find that very hard to believe that was their first time hearing that song.
Music reactors are all fake.
They're not lying. A lot of those the only way The only way a person who's reacting to music could seem genuine is if they're reacting to a brand newly released single, like a song that just came out today. Then you can say that's a legit reaction because it just came out today. But if you are listening to, say, a Michael Jackson song, from unless it's a deep cut song, like a song that wasn't released as a single, then if you say this is my first time listening to Thriller, Nick, I almost said it. You are lying your ass off.
You know, I've never heard you say that word ever.
I said it in a couple of my videos.
I just never noticed. I think it's because I've frequented your content. That word to me just doesn't. I don't associate that word with you. So now Black Alpha, he go crazy. Black Alpha saying enough for all of us. But shout out to that man. Yeah, they said this. They never heard that song ever in life.
But Jab Bad, that's the thing though. All the people that say that are like in their late 20s.
They're 22. There's no way they couldn't have heard that song.
Granted, they're 22, and so that means they were born in the early 2000s. But the song came out around the time when they were born.
Right. And that song was still popular when they would be aware of music.
They had to have heard that even as a child. It was everywhere. That song Without Me was everywhere. It was on MTV. MTV played it in heavy rotation. It even made it on 106 and Park a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
It even was on the radio. So I find that very hard to believe, and I'm sure Eminem performed that at award shows.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
That was back when Eminem was in his prime.
Yeah, that was his lead single off the next album. That's why I said, why would you lie like that? Yeah, all right. Let's continue. Oh yeah, that was the other part that pissed me off. You know what they said in that video? They didn't realize Dre was in the video.
Now I know you did. I know you lying. Now come on.
Even with the mask on, you know that's Dre. Who else would that be?
Yeah, because Dre was in a lot of Eminem's early videos because he was signed under him. He was in a lot of his early videos as a cameo.
They was lying for clicks, boy.
They really do. Just like they did a reaction video to Whitney Houston singing "I Will Always Love You." Now I know you goddamn lying, saying that was your first time hearing that song. As heavy rotation, as much as that song was in heavy rotation. Granted, that song came out about 10 years before you were born. But you can't tell me you didn't hear that song because guess what? When Whitney passed in 2012, they started playing that song in heavy rotation again.
Do you see what this comment said?
I'm a big fan. Next video, first time hearing my name.
Yeah, let's react. I'm an Eminem fan. Let's react to My Name Is. I never heard it. You mean the song that propelled him to superstardom? That song that made white boys make their hair blonde. That song.
Mm-hmm.
He brought back the white t-shirts for white boys. That song. The same dude who performed it at MTV with like 400 white boys.
No, that's the real Slim Shady.
No, but didn't he perform that song with like 400 white boys?
The real Slim Shady. That's the one where he's walking with all the guys dressed like My Name Is. That's the one that came out before.
Right.
The real Slim, you know the real.
No, I'm trying to remember how I know he performed it at MTV. I'm just trying to remember how.
Yeah, the one you're talking about was when he opened up the show and he walked in, and it was a whole bunch of white guys with blonde hair dressed in the white shirt and the jeans, just like him. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, y'all never heard this.
I mean, I can't say we, but I'm not the biggest Eminem fan, and I know all those songs from back in the day.
Mm-hmm. That's like saying
I would be a fool if I got on there as a reaction channel and said, "Oh, this is my first time hearing Lose Yourself." Now, if they got on there,
I heard Stan.
If they got on there and said the first time listening to Lose Yourself, which is arguably his biggest song,
right?
Then I know they are some frauds.
because their best friend now, Vivek, performed that 2 times and they got cease and desist.
And looks and Los by I remember that he got that by BMI and Eminem. He ain't performed this since. He said, I don't want them problems. He said, I can't afford it.
Somebody said they've heard parts of it on the radio or movies on soundtrack. That doesn't matter. That means you heard it. Now you could have said this is the first time listening to it in full length. Okay. But if you're gonna give him this out, that's not an out. Like,
Right.
you know, they got a cape for him.
Like I said, if it's not a deep cut, then I don't believe it. If it was a lead single or a single period that had heavy rotation and you said that's your first time listening to it and you claim to be a big fan, I don't believe you. And even if you said you were a big fan, then that's when I'm going to question if you didn't know the deep cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was an unreleased track, then maybe.
Right. Now, the last thing we're going to do and react to. Black girls, they found out about the Cartier family. This was 5 months ago in the Reddit group Black Girls.
I'm just like kind of chuckling at how they started off. Howdy do mornings.
Howdy do mornings. Warning you ladies about this YouTube content channel Cartier family, which is a shame. Context: I got real caught up in the Cat Williams hilarious spilling of the drama. YouTube threw channels at me, and one happened to be the aforementioned, because they probably reacted to it. Though thought it was cute, rather young in their early 20s, young black men navigating popular and political culture, which they never used to do, but okay. Well, cue disappointing huffs when Cat Williams starts going in about how black women don't get paid. They went radio silence, but had plenty to say about the other dealings he stated. Moving on, I kept viewing their videos as I was amused by their comedy reactions.
Which is what they were doing before they grifted.
Mm-hmm. Accidentally stumbled onto a political one. Stupid me, I thought they were roasting them, and nothing but sample nonsense. Okay. All right, let me see. And the truly disgusting, enraging-ish reason why I'm posting was the amount of white folks chiming in with nice to see young minority boys not being sucked into woke culture wars. Sorry, woke culture.
Oh, how is Laverne doing these days?
Laverne trying to throw shade at people now that they're coming at black people. All right.
Is she realizing her grift is coming to an end?
I think because Trump is now focused on black people, she might as well just switch her grift. But you know, we don't care. Good on you, blessed boys, for going your own way. And yuck of all. You should absolutely go to a rally and show your support. Well, they did that. Best out those commie liberals and you'll be welcomed warmly, shudders. Then they had to call Cassidy. To hit at rightfully concerned people for them being perceived as conservative Republicans instead of being the neutrality they claim to be. Man, I am just at a loss at how the younger generation is going to prosper. Between this and what I be seeing in schools and the unfairness to which teachers and education gets dogged out, but to end on a highlight, I've since discovered 10 different YouTube channels that be lighthearted fun funds. Y'all have a great day. Peace. First comment, not them using the term boys. I had to read it over and over again. I'll post a YouTube video example if you all want to see, but get ready for some Tom Coonery. No thanks. I don't go seeking to view negativity and headassery at will. You are very wise. Damn, and I thought the term pick me only applied in gender wars. Those boys are trying to get bought. Well, they got bought.
Yeah,
they got a free trip to Detroit.
Bought. You know what? When you said free, I thought you were going to say Disney World. I say, yeah, right.
No, they got Detroit. Shout out to Detroit, but I'm just saying.
And took a picture. And did you see that picture they took with Terrence K. Williams?
Yes, I saw that. We showed that. That's why I did this show. That's why I told y'all when I showed y'all that I'm finally gonna get them. But I did see the picture of Charlie Kirk.
Oh yeah, I saw that
video, right? When Trump was with all them black folks. Mm-hmm. And then I saw the still picture and I said, I know a couple of people in here, and it's a shame because fuck it. I'm just gonna say it. Gothics, I respect your journey, the fact you told me that you were not going to go back into politics, and then you went back into politics, that do your thing. That's all I'm going to say. Do your thing. I still, you got it, because that's wild. Because you went down the religious journey, all for it. Everybody got to find something. But you going back into politics, that's not the right move, especially this late in the game.
And who was that?
Remember the one that I sent you that link that day? You said, "Nah, I'm good." You looked at it, you're like, "Nah, I'm good."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I fuck with her, but that not cool. It ain't worth it. But it's MAGA. Maybe there's some benefit out of it. I don't see it, but okay, do your thing. Hopefully nothing happens to you. Do your thing, because I know how these assholes are when you start to try to think for yourself, or there's something that you don't agree with. It's over. Especially now that they're trying to push Project 2025 on the
picture with Charlie Kirk and all them black people. He looked so uncomfortable,
bruh.
He looked like he forced that smile,
bro. He needed Candace there. He'd have loosened up a little bit.
He looked like he was talking through his teeth, his baby teeth.
But let's continue with this. I've submitted across some black women whom are into it too, and they're all alums from that PragerU trash.
Amala Equinobi.
Oh yeah, Little Miss Self Hate. Oh yes, I'm surprised she didn't say something about Juneteenth.
I was telling some people that the black, oh yeah, when we was at the rally for reparations, and I had brought her up. I said the blackest thing on that chick is her braids. They cracked. They would bust out laughing when I said that.
Here we go. People don't say black men are the weakest link for no reason. When you sit back and think of history and black men's obsession with white men and being accepted by them, everything will make sense to you.
This is a divester right here.
I know. And you're gonna talk about aggressively push back on white men? Are you nuts? Okay, you got it. We're not gonna read no more. Thought the cut into the endless spam of photo validation posts was something different yet serious. I used to watch their reactions, and they always came off a little not bright for college students, but they were funny. Then all of a sudden, they just went full on coon when they started getting political. But I've been seeing some of our young black folks getting brainwashed, especially some of these black YouTubers. They're gonna have their wake up call soon. That's the
What's
point.
crazy. What's crazy is they are actually right when they said they're not too bright. I noticed that too when I used to watch their reaction. Not to the point where I subscribed to their channel, but it would pop up, and I was like, something just seems kind of off about them. So it's not surprising to me that they were easily swayed by this either. They look like the type that doesn't know how to think for themselves.
Right. But now y'all see what I've been saying for months. They gave that man a softball interview.
No really softball one.
No hard questions were asked.
They had to follow up because Teslin was getting his ass.
But this was after Teslin.
I know. That's why that's why this was safe. Just like when Candace was having her quote unquote blackest week ever, and she went and sat down in front of Charlamagne and Joe Budden. They were soft on her.
True. Talking about you didn't want to see Teslin. You should. Well, family, we're here at the end. This is the Cartier family. This is them. This ain't gonna end well. I'm just gonna tell you this,
and I can't wait for it not to end well either.
Facts, because as I've told y'all, it doesn't matter if Trump wins. If he wins, white MAGA's kicking everybody out. It's gonna be a white only party. He loses, boy.
Your grift is over even faster if he wins.
What?
You got a couple more days, maybe.
Their channel will be they will be uploading every month.
Every day they're gonna be like
they're gonna be like foreheaded
conservative perspective.
Con Inc. They're gonna be conservative Inc. They're gonna be trying to put up videos every day to try to get back in the algorithm.
Oh, remind the people what's coming up this Sunday because I had to get reminded.
Oh yes, Sunday, family. I know some of y'all, if you have the Discord, you saw the post that I put up. If you don't have the Discord, you didn't see it. If you stalked my page, which is cool, you saw it. If you didn't stalk my page, you didn't see it. Sunday, family. Before I go to the plantation, we will be lionizing the day of June 23rd. You're probably asking yourself, what the hell is June 23rd and what's the significance? Well, that is the 1-year anniversary of the striking down of affirmative action. And I've been spending the last 2 months researching, and we have come to a conclusion. You'll find out Sunday. All I'm going to say is, Brother Torian and myself, we were right. The world is correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you're going to get.
The world was correct after a week.
Oh, yeah. But the world is correct.
And also coming up soon is the 1st.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to tell them what's on the 1st?
They will be, on X. For those who bought their blue check marks, they will be doing ID verification. So that means if you bought that blue check, you got to show ID to prove that that is you.
And that is the last day.
This is the last day.
Well, the 30th technically is the last day. The 1st, he gave him to the 1st. The 1st is officially. If you didn't give the ID, you get your blue check taken.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So you'll log in that day if you didn't give your ID, and your thing is gone. No more money. And this is how desperate he's gotten, family. I don't know if y'all noticed this. He has a plan now for $5 a month. No, I tell like $3 a month.
What is it currently now?
You know how he always promotes it like $12 a month?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this he has this yeah, I'm finna show it to you. There you go. Basic. Now we go monthly, $3 a month. Small reply boost, encrypted direct messages, bookmark folders, highlights.
I can't see it.
You can't see it? Oh shit. I didn't put this on. Sorry for y'all. There you go.
Appreciate it.
That's the monthly. So you get
$3.
Small reply boost, encrypted direct messages, bookmark folders, highlights tabs, edit posts, post longer videos, longer posts. This is the one where he started with premium. And then now he has premium plus, where you get to write articles and you get the largest reply boost. So again, all you jack-offs that want to be anti-black, I know y'all gave up your ID because you want to get paid off of it. Just remember, Israeli intelligence knows who you are now. Israel is going to BRICS. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. They're going to BRICS within the next 3 years. Guess who else is going to have access to that information? The Saudis. Guess who else is going to have that information? Russia and China. Don't be surprised if Elon sells the app. Don't be surprised if there's a data breach. I'll stay with the poor folk. But anyway, family. You got your roast on the Cartier, family? It wasn't really a roast. Y'all were roasting in chat, not me. I was just providing context and intelligence. William, no, I'm not doing that money lesson. That is Monday because there's still some things that I'm looking up. That's Monday stream. That's for Monday afternoon. Monday morning, though, well, Sunday morning, we're going to have fun. We're going to have big fun. I love being right.
I think we all do.
Bruh.
I keep telling people you can get a lot of content off of X.
William,
I know that's where I get a lot of my triple P's from, to be quite honest with you.
Saudis are already in BRICS. Why do you think they got rid of the petrodollar? How do you find me on Discord? I think I have it in the. Do I have it in the? Let me see if I have it in my. It should be in the description box at the bottom. It should be there. It's probably not though. I gotta get back on that. Oh, also before y'all go, I'm gonna put another link in there. I would like for y'all to subscribe to the backup channel if you haven't done it already. That'd be appreciated. Because I don't trust YouTube, especially with what I'm going to be doing the next few months. I don't trust them, and I feel like they're gonna try to strike down my channel because I need to give y'all all this information, and I need it out there. No, it's not in there. Okay, so I'll put it in there. I will set you. Yeah, I'll put the Discord link in there. I don't even know how to. Let me see. But you got anything, Torian, that you got coming up that the people should know?
Yeah, well, tomorrow I'll be doing. Well, I got the 11 a.m. premiere video, and then I got it'll be a live interview on my channel tomorrow. I have an author coming on tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. to be interviewed. There's actually someone I actually had on my channel before a couple of times, but now we'll be discussing their book with them, with the family.
Cool. Yeah, so I put the Discord link in there, and now I am putting the backup channel link in there because I got to start getting that grown up a little bit. Might as well try to grift 2 track checks. Might as well, even if it's only like a couple dollars. Ooh, I got a dislike. I got 2 of them. Made with Cartier family and that Fago person. That's fire. That's a blessing. Do it again. Oh wow. But yeah, that's great. That's a blessing. And you're doing well. You're almost at 70. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Okay, you're not my rival no more. I ain't gonna catch you. I'm gonna go after Blacklight. Yeah, Black. Yeah, me and Blacklight, we might have to go to war. Let me see. KG Cooks. Let me put this in there. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to wind down the show. This was fun. Something fun. Torian, I appreciate your commentary as always. It's
no problem.
It's greatly added.
This is probably the most at length I've talked about them, and hopefully the next time I do, it'll be with the violin attached.
Oh man, bruh,
that one
November
can't come fast
5th,
enough.
Boy, I feel like they're gonna stream the election results.
I know a lot of them are.
Mm-hmm. It might be even worth it to like sneak in on their channels, especially if Trump loses. I just want to feel them reactions. Pause. If he loses, I'm going to bed nice that night because I got to get up the next day. I got to get up the next day and go live my life. But we'll see. But anyway, y'all, there's the backup channel. You got the Discord in there. Come on in, have fun, enjoy it. The backup channel's there. Let's see if we can get it to 1,000 by the end of the summer. Let's do that. Tell your friends. We're gonna start putting some of these live streams up there again, and we're also gonna have cooking shorts coming. I figured out how to do it. We're gonna have cooking shorts. So hopefully you learned something. If you did, I've done my job. If not, I would try to be better next time. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. Enjoy each other's company. Enjoy your life. Enjoy YouTube. Gives you a few hours away from Cosmo Fury. You can go straight to that's all I'm gonna say. You my man. When I get to New York in July, I want you to say this to my face. I would ask Wallow J to do it too, but he can't leave the state of North Carolina. You heard what I said.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
They said no other state said they accepting anybody driving Ford Maverick trucks. But anyway, take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the ages of chaos comes to mess up your existence.
Time's up. But did we have a good time here? Hello?
they got it in.